Hey everyone, it's Utsav. I'm super stoked to bring you what is probably my last video of this year. This is a very special build as it's for my wife's birthday. I'm quite certain that our dog Ziggy is the actual love of her life, so I decided to pair what has to be my favorite 65% of 2022 with the doggy keycaps from Infinikey. As usual, links for everything you'll see in this video can be found in the description below. I also have sound and typing tests for you toward the end. If you're feeling generous, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe to my channel. This copy of the Zoom 65 came directly from Mellotrix in a branded but otherwise nondescript cardboard box. Inside, the weight, keyboard and rotary knob are each packaged separately. Also included is a printed build guide. The keyboard and all of the parts come in an included carrying case. The PCB features horizontal flex cuts, Kailh hot swap sockets, a center-mounted USB-C connector, and a rotary encoder. Unlike my Zoom 65 Olivia edition, this Essentials edition also supports Bluetooth connectivity. For this build, I opted for a polycarbonate plate. Packed in a separate sachet are the various foams and Poron gaskets. A 20 to 50 mAh battery is included, and although I haven't tested it, Mellotrix says it should last about 6 to 8 weeks on a single charge. Also included is a braided USB-C to USB-A cable. Packed with the case is the rest of the kit: screws, screw-in stabilizers and shims, standoffs, and case feet. Happily, the top and bottom parts of the case were not screwed together, saving me the step of having to take them apart. Though I personally reference primarily the build video I found online, it's nice that Mellotrix included a printed build guide. It's apparent from the layout and photos that they put considerable effort into its creation. First things first, the stabilizers. Teflon shims are included, so you can apply the Holy Mod to the stab housings. While I'm a fan of the results, the process does require a bit of dexterity, and if I'm being brutally honest, it's a pain in the ass. I used Tritox 205 grade 0 for the stabilizer housings and stems. For the wires, I stuck with dielectric grease. With all of the stab mods done, I overlaid the PE foam and screwed in the stabs using my trusty WOW stick. The next step involved prepping the plate. I installed the included standoffs by hand. Remember that this is a polycarbonate plate, so fairly soft, and I didn't want to damage it by over-tightening. I then carefully overlaid the plate foam, taking care not to obstruct the standoffs. To put the sandwich together, I overlaid the PCB and once again broke out the WOW stick to finish the job. Removing the protective plastic from the PCB foam proved a bit tricky. I was worried I would tear the foam, so I removed it with caution. Installation was super straightforward though. After that, I tested the stabs to make sure I was satisfied with how they sounded, and then prepped the bottom housing. Mellotrix provides both black and white options for the case feet. I opted for the black ones to match the black weight I'd chosen for this build. Mounting that is trivial: 4 screws to the inside of the case bottom and you're left with a perfectly flush and clean finish on the outside. The Poron gaskets attach to the top and bottom case housings in 3 different sizes, so make sure you match each mount point with the appropriate gasket size. Mellotrix also includes plenty of pre-cut case foam that's a cinch to pop in, and with that done I checked the alignment of the PCB sandwich. Yep, that USB-C port looks bang on. But hey, didn't this Essentials edition kit ship with a battery? Glad I remember that before I put the rest of the board together. The design is billed as screwless, which is of course entirely misleading, since you clearly need plenty of screws to build this board. Nevertheless, the perfectly aligned seam between the top and bottom case housings, and the lack of externally visible screws, gives the whole thing a decidedly clean, if somewhat industrial appearance. After installing the remaining switches, all that was left was to install the remaining IFK doggy keycaps and the knob for the rotary encoder. And voila, there you have it, the final build. On to the sound test! The Zoom 65 is hands down my favorite keyboard of 2022. After I managed to get my hands on a second-hand Olivia edition, I just knew I wanted to build one myself. Happily, Mellotrix ran this board again just in time for me to build it for my wife's birthday. I'm actually a bit envious, in that I think this one sounds better than my Olivia edition, and is overall the best sounding board I've built this year. Yeah, I know, you're probably thinking I'm just saying that because I built it for my wife, so time permitting, I'll make a short of the sound tests for my favorite 2022 builds and let you be the judge. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please help me to grow this channel and drop a like, smash subscribe, and turn on notifications if you want to know whenever I post a new video. And as always, thanks for watching.